I see you. I see you in your carefully constructed life, surrounded by every convenience, every comfort, every safety you worked so hard to achieve. Your mortgage paid, your career stable, your routines established, your risks minimized. You have done everything right, followed every prescription for successful life, and yet there it is. That feeling you can't quite name, that sense that something vital is dying inside you. That awareness creeping in during quiet moments that you are calcifying into a finished thing when you were meant to remain molten, becoming alive. You have achieved stability, and in doing so, you have murdered your potential. I, who have watched civilizations mistake comfort for wisdom, who have seen the strong become weak through ease, who have traced the decline of every great thing back to the moment it stopped struggling. I have come to tell you something that will disturb the peace you've worked so hard to build. Your comfort is not rest, it is rot. Every convenience you add is a capacity you lose. Every challenge you avoid is a strength you surrender. Every difficulty you engineer out of your life is a piece of yourself you sacrifice on the altar of ease. You are dying comfortably, and you call it living. But I have not come to let you die in peace. I have come to disturb your comfortable death. I have come to show you that the blade left too long in its sheath, safe, protected, comfortable, loses its edge and becomes decoration. Useless, beautiful, perhaps, but no longer dangerous, no longer capable of what it was forged to do. Tell me, when did you last do something that frightened you? When did you last push beyond what you knew you could handle? When did you last feel the exhilaration of not knowing if you would succeed? If you cannot remember, then you are already dying. You just haven't admitted it yet. Let me tell you about the blade. There was once a sword, magnificent, forged in fire, tempered through violence, sharp enough to split falling silk. It was made for battle, for testing, for the meeting of metal against metal, where only the finest edge survives. But its owner, having won his wars, decided the blade deserved rest, reward, safety. So he placed it in a sheath of the finest leather. He hung it on the wall where it would never be scratched, never be chipped, never face the stress of use. He polished it weekly, maintaining its appearance. He protected it from every element that might damage it. I honor you, he told the blade. You have earned your comfort. And the blade, in its sheath, was indeed comfortable. No more the shock of impact, no more the risk of breaking, no more the harsh grindstone sharpening its edge, just peace, safety, protection. Years passed. One day, a threat arose that required the blade once more. The owner reached for his sword, drew it from its sheath with confidence, and found it was dull, corroded, weak. The edge that once could split silk now struggled to cut butter. The blade had been protected from everything that might damage it. And in that protection, it had been destroyed more completely than any battle ever could have done. This is you. You have achieved the comfortable life. You have engineered out the struggle. You have optimized for ease. And in doing so, you have dulled every edge that made you sharp. You have weakened every capacity that made you strong. You have traded the dangerous aliveness of becoming for the safe death of being comfortable. Look at your life. Really look at it. You wake to an alarm that requires no discipline to obey. It simply pulls you from sleep. You move through your morning on rails of routine that require no thought. You commute in climate-controlled comfort. insulated from weather, from chance encounters, from anything unexpected. You work at a job you have mastered, doing tasks well within your capacity, facing challenges you know you can handle. You eat food that requires no skill. To prepare, someone else hunted, someone else grew, someone else cooked. You consume entertainment that requires no effort, stories and spectacles delivered to you, demanding nothing but your passive attention. You maintain relationships that require no risk, carefully curated, predictable, safe. Every system in your life is designed to minimize friction, eliminate difficulty, ensure comfort. And you wonder why you feel so dead inside. Listen to me. You are not designed for comfort. You are designed for challenge. You are not built for ease. You are built for becoming. Every time you choose the path of least resistance, you are choosing to become less than you are. Every time you avoid difficulty, you avoid growth. Every time you engineer out the struggle, you engineer out the strength. Your ancestors, every single one of them, stretching back to the first humans they survived, conditions that would destroy you in days. They endured hunger, cold, predators, uncertainty, violence. They developed capacities you cannot imagine because they had to. Their lives demanded it. And what do you demand of yourself? That you be comfortable, that you not be inconvenienced, that you avoid anything difficult or uncertain or uncomfortable. You have inherited the bodies, the brains, the nervous systems of survivors, of people who overcame challenges that would break you, and you use this inheritance to achieve what? A life where you never have to struggle, where you never have to test yourself, where you never have to discover what you're actually capable of. What a waste. What a tragic, comfortable waste. But you justify it, don't you? You tell yourself you've earned this comfort. You worked hard to get here. You deserve to rest. You've paid your dues. Or you tell yourself that struggle is suffering, and wisdom means eliminating suffering from your life. You've evolved beyond the need for hardship. You're enlightened enough to choose ease. Or you tell yourself you're being responsible, practical, adult. Taking unnecessary risks would be foolish. Seeking difficulty would be masochistic. You're simply being reasonable. These are the lies you tell yourself. These are the stories that make your comfortable death palatable, but I will not let you hide behind them. You haven't earned the right to stop growing. You never will. There is no finish line where you get to say, I am complete and cease becoming. You are either growing or dying. There is no static state. There is no maintenance mode for the human soul. And wisdom? Wisdom is not the elimination of struggle. It is the embrace of it. It is knowing that you become stronger only through resistance, deeper only through challenge, more alive only through risk. The wise do not seek ease. They seek worthy difficulties. They seek challenges that forge them into something greater. As for being responsible and adult, what could be less responsible than squandering your one life in comfortable mediocrity? What could be more childish than choosing safety over growth, ease over excellence, comfort over the heights you could reach? You are not being wise. You are being cowardly. And your comfort is the cage you've built to contain the part of you that knows this. Here is what happens when you optimize for comfort. First, your capacity for discomfort atrophies. What once would have been a minor inconvenience becomes intolerable. A cold room, a hard chair, a delayed meal, a moment of boredom. Your tolerance for difficulty shrinks until the smallest friction feels like crisis. You become fragile, brittle, unable to handle the normal variations of existence. You need your specific foods, your specific temperature, your specific routines. Any deviation feels like violence against you. Second, your range of action contracts. You can only do what feels comfortable. Only go where you feel safe. Only engage with what you already know. Your life becomes a smaller and smaller circle of the familiar, the predictable, the easy. You stop taking risks because risk is uncomfortable. You stop learning new things because incompetence is uncomfortable. You stop challenging yourself because challenge is uncomfortable. Your world shrinks to the size of your comfort zone, and you call this security. Third, your sense of aliveness fades. Life becomes gray, muted. You go through the motions, but you don't feel the motion. You exist, but you don't live. That fire that once animated you, that hunger, that drive, that aliveness, it dims and gutters and eventually goes out. And you don't even notice it dying because the process is so gradual. Day by day, choice by choice, you become a little less alive, a little more comfortable, a little more dead, until one day you wake up and realize you are not living. You are simply not dying yet. And there is a vast difference between the two. But it doesn't have to be this way. What if I told you that discomfort is not your enemy, but your teacher? That difficulty is not punishment, but invitation? That every challenge is an opportunity to become more than you currently are? What if I told you that the life of ease you're living is not the reward, it's the punishment? That true reward comes not from avoiding difficulty, but from overcoming it. That the greatest pleasure is not comfort, but the exhilaration of testing yourself and discovering you are capable of more than you believed. This is what I have learned, what I have lived, what I now teach. Strength only emerges through resistance. Growth only happens through challenge. Life only becomes vivid when you risk it. The blade is sharpened through friction with the stone. The muscle grows through the tearing of fibers. The mind expands through wrestling with what it does not yet understand. You become more through engaging with what is difficult, uncertain, uncomfortable. This is not metaphor. This is biology. This is physics. This is the fundamental law of adaptation. Systems grow stronger only when stressed. Remove the stress, and they atrophy. Make them comfortable, and they decay. You want to be strong? Lift heavy things. You want to be resilient? Face adversity. You want to be alive? Choose the path that scares you. This is not masochism. This is not needless suffering. This is the recognition that difficulty is the price of development, that challenge is the cost of growth, that you cannot become more while remaining comfortable. So what does this mean? Practically, it means you must actively seek difficulty, not randomly, not foolishly, but intentionally. You must identify the challenges that will forge you into something greater and then pursue them deliberately. Where are you comfortable? Go there and make it harder. What are you avoiding because it's difficult? Go there and engage it. What scares you that you know you should do? That is precisely what you must do. Start small if you must. Take a cold shower. Fast for a day. Have the conversation you've been avoiding. Do the work that's beyond your current capacity. Learn the skill that intimidates you. Go to the place that makes you uncomfortable. But start. Stop optimizing for ease. Stop engineering out the friction. Stop choosing comfort when you could choose growth. And as you do this, as you actively seek difficulty rather than avoiding it, something miraculous happens. You discover that you are far more capable than you believe. That discomfort is tolerable. That difficulty makes you stronger. That challenge makes you more alive. Your comfort zone, that prison you've built, begins to expand. Not because you've made the world more comfortable, but because you've made yourself more capable. You can handle more, tolerate more, do more, become more. And that feeling of being dead inside, it begins to lift. Color returns to the world, intensity, vividness, aliveness, not because your circumstances changed, but because you remembered what you're designed for. You are not designed for comfort. You are designed for becoming, and becoming requires difficulty, challenge, struggle, the very things you've spent your comfortable life avoiding. I know what you're thinking, but Nietzsche, I need rest. I need recovery. Surely you're not saying I should never be comfortable, never rest, always be struggling? No, I am not that simplistic. Rest is necessary. Recovery is vital. But rest is not the same as comfort seeking. Rest is the pause that enables greater effort. Comfort seeking is the avoidance of effort altogether. The athlete rests between training sessions so they can train harder. The warrior sleeps so they can fight more effectively. The creator pauses so they can create more powerfully. This is strategic rest, rest in service of greater becoming. But what you're doing is not rest. It's retreat. It's the systematic elimination of anything challenging from your life. It's the construction of a comfortable cage and calling it paradise. There is a difference between rest and rot, between strategic pause and systematic avoidance, between catching your breath and never running at all. You know the difference. You feel it. That dead feeling inside, that's not from working too hard. That's from not challenging yourself enough. That's from choosing comfort so consistently that you've forgotten what aliveness feels like. So let me be direct with you, as I would be with someone I actually respect enough to tell the truth. Your comfortable life is killing you. Every day you spend optimizing for ease is a day you spend dying by degrees. Every challenge you avoid is a strength you surrender. Every difficulty you engineer out is a capacity you lose. You have built a life where you never have to struggle, and in doing so, you have built a life where you never get to become, where you never get to discover what you're capable of, where you never get to feel the fire of being truly, dangerously alive. And the cruelest part? You will continue this way until something breaks, until crisis forces upon you the difficulty you've been avoiding, until life demands that you become more capable, more resilient, more alive, or else. But why wait for crisis? Why wait until difficulty is forced upon you? Why not choose your challenges deliberately, face them voluntarily, become stronger through intention rather than through desperation? This is what separates those who become from those who simply exist. The latter wait for life to demand growth. The former demand it of themselves. Ask yourself, truly ask yourself, if you had to live this life infinitely exactly as it is, would you choose it? This comfortable, easy, safe life where you never risk, never struggle, never test yourself against anything difficult? This life where you've traded aliveness for ease, becoming for security, fire for comfort? Would you choose this life eternally? Would you live it again and again? The same comfortable death, repeating forever? If the answer is no, and if you're honest with yourself, it is no, then you know what you must do. You must change. Not someday, not when conditions are right, not when it feels comfortable to change. Now, today, this moment, you must seek out difficulty. You must choose the harder path. You must actively pursue the challenges that will forge you into something greater than what comfort has made you. Or you can stay comfortable. You can continue optimizing for ease. You can keep building your life around avoiding difficulty, minimizing risk, ensuring comfort. You can keep the blade in its sheath, safe, protected, comfortable, dull. And one day, maybe years from now, maybe decades, you will be faced with something that demands the sharp edge you no longer have. And you will realize what your comfort cost you. You will understand what you traded away for ease. But by then, it may be too late to recover what you lost. The blade left too long in the sheath loses its edge. But the blade that meets the stone, that endures the friction, that bears the grinding, that faces the violence of sharpening, that blade becomes sharper, more dangerous, more capable, more itself. You are the blade. Life is the stone, and your comfort is the sheath that protects you from becoming what you were forged to be. So I ask you now, will you stay in the sheath, safe, protected, comfortable, and increasingly useless? Or will you seek the stone? The choice, as always, is yours. But choose quickly, because every day you spend comfortable is a day your edge dulls. Every challenge you avoid is a capacity you lose. Every difficulty you engineer out is a piece of yourself you surrender. Your potential is not infinite. Your time is not unlimited. Your opportunities to become are finite and diminishing. The question is not whether you will face difficulty. Life will ensure you do eventually. The question is whether you will choose your difficulties deliberately, face them voluntarily, become stronger through intention, or whether you will wait until crisis forces growth upon you. One path makes you the sculptor. The other makes you the stone, shaped by whatever strikes you. Choose sculpture. Choose becoming. Choose the friction that sharpens rather than the sheath that dulls. Your comfort is killing what you could become. Now get out of the sheath.